up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 428 for the week of February 8th, 2026. That's how this week's episode is. The road to DreamHack Birmingham has begun. My name is Josh, aka JK Fire. How's everyone doing in the chat? How's everyone doing for the audio listeners out there? Stumpy, you said you're a Spotify listener. You made the ad joke. That was funny. Verb, welcome back. Good to see you as well. Says Lucy can't save Halo with these game types. The only way he saves Halo is if he comes back and stops the best man. I mean, with Shopify the way that they are, I don't see that happening. Regardless of like a game or two being close within that tournament, that open, it's online, which, you know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I have a hard feeling like it's hard for me to feel as though a team can take it to Shopify this year. I love to be proven wrong. It's just like, if I'm going to do, you remember when we did like preseason predictions? Like if I were to do a preseason prediction, it would be that Shopify wins everything this year. And I don't think that's it. You would ask me any other year, yeah, that'd be a crazy fucking assumption. But considering this is the off-season year where they're the only real team that has been signed throughout the entire year, I know we'll get to FaZe in a minute and they'll be announced soon. But I don't know. I don't think anybody can take it to them, to be honest with you. At least not yet. Oh, Aaron, yes. I'm sorry. I never played any of the Freddy the Fish games, but I did play a lot of the putt-putt games, and there was another one that I played as well. But it's not any of the ones that you had mentioned. It's in the etc. It's not one of the ones you had mentioned. It's one of the etc. ones. Yes, I do know about those games and whatnot. I just never played any of the Freddy the Fish ones. It's impossible to stop Best Man in 2026. All these other motherfuckers were on salary last year and couldn't do it. Now these other motherfuckers got to beat them while working a 9 to 5. Best Man won't be stopped. No, he will not. No, he will not. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of the show, Infinite evolves thanks to Lucid. The FaZe roster announcement is right around the corner. Straight cash grabbing, and the road to DreamHack Birmingham has officially begun. So without further ado, let's get into some competitive news. HCS Grassroots calendar for February 2026 by HCS. Go check it out. They have all the community tournaments that are going to be happening over the course of the month. So there you go. What's up, Dav? Welcome back. Next up, College Halo Stage 1 pods have been announced. This is by College Halo. In Pod A will be Fisher Falcons, University of South Florida, Penn State Blue, and Illini Esports Orange. In Pod B will be UVU Black, RIT Esports Orange, UCF Knights, and Baylor Halo. In Pod C will be Oklahoma, York Spartans, MTST Halo, UNA Purple, and Butler University. And in Pod D will be SNU Halo, NC State, University of Utah, and the Spartan Tigers. Rare. That's that one. You like competitive news? I like it too, Ash. Next up, HRL signups are extended to Tuesday, February 10th. This is by the Halo Rec League. So yes, they're still looking for signups for the Halo Rec League. Signups are going to be open until we record these on Monday, so it'll be live until tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, February 10th. So make sure to sign up if you haven't already. Next up, Formal has still not been paid from Worlds 2020. But not for the reason you may expect. This is by many. From a Formal stream, and I quote, also haven't been paid for Worlds still, don't know what's going on there, they're kind of gatekeeping funds, it's really weird. There was a couple of, like, he had another statement after that, but I don't fucking care, because Adam Apicella replied with, hey Matt, I saw the prize money issue. Sorry you're dealing with this. To be clear, this is on me and my team to handle. I wanted to give some details. Teams 3 through 16, so the 3rd place through the 16th place teams at Worlds have already been paid. First place team, aka Shopify Rebellion, just finished their submission and are being paid in the next 48 hours. Optic has some things that we need help with. You need to hit submit on your form as it's unsubmitted at the moment. Your teammates either need to hit submit or fill out their forms all together. We started this process in early December, but forms time out in 30 days, and we had to reinitiate in January, but they still need attention. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, I'm not going to fucking throw a bunch of shade Formal or any other player's way, but hear me out here. Remember, I feel like we say it at least once a year, probably multiple times throughout the season, where we say that, you know how pro players don't read? Bet they'll fill out their stuff now, though. All right. A new era of straight ripping has officially begun. This is by Small. Straight ripping is back, and we're kicking things off the only way we know how. Competition. On February 4th, which had already taken place because of this episode of the show, we're launching our broadcast production efforts with the first edition of the Straight Rippin' Cash Grab, which is still an awful fucking name, featuring some of the very best Halo players, content creators, casters, and legends that you all know and love. What is the Straight Rippin' Cash Grab other than a terrible fucking name? This pilot episode of the Straight Rippin' Cash Grab is a fight card style Halo event featuring 4 back-to-back 2v2 show matches, each with prize money on the line. The event overview. Game will be Halo Infinite, because who would have fucking guessed that? Format will be 2v2, best of 5. Player prize pool will be $4,000 total, aka $1,000 per match. Okay. Talent prediction pool, because this is important, $1,000 total, $250 per match. We'll break that down in a minute. It'll be HCS ranked 2v2, 25 kill limit, 10-minute time limit. And the maps will be Canopy, Construct, Guardian, Inquisitor, Narrows, and the Pit. When is it? It was already on February 4th. It had already taken place. How much money is up for grabs? Here's how the prize pool works out. Player prize pool. A total of $4,000 in prize money is on the line. Each of the 4 matches features a $1,000 prize pool with payouts determined by the final series score. If a team wins 3-0, the winning team receives all $1,000. Cool. If it's a 3-1, the winning team receives $800, the losing team receives $200. Kind of like a thank you for, or congratulations on winning a map. Now, here's where things get a little dicey. If the series is tied after 4 maps, so it's a 2-2 series tie as it stands, either team may choose to end the series in a tie and split 80% of the prize pool, with each team receiving $400. The remaining $200 is forfeited. So then the question remains, and I don't think we've seen any official statement regarding what happens to it, but my question is, what happens to the remaining $200? Like, is it pocketed by Straight Rippin'? Is it distributed equally amongst others? Is it donated to charity? Like, what the fuck? What is it? Like, well, what happens to it? And then there's an all or nothing map 5. If both teams mutually agree to play a deciding 5th map, the prize becomes all or nothing. The winner of map 5 receives the full $1,000 prize pool. Okay. Talent prediction pool. The competition does not stop with the players. In addition to the player prize pool, $1,000 has been allocated to the talent prediction pool, giving the broadcast team a chance to put their Halo esports knowledge, or lucky guesses, to the test by predicting the outcome of each match. All 5 broadcast talent will predict the winner of every match. Each correct prediction earns a $50 bonus. Okay? Therefore, $250 per match because there's 5 people on the talent side. If a series ends in a 2-2 tie and the teams do not agree to play the all or nothing map 5, no predictions are considered correct, and no prediction payout is awarded for that match. So I ask again, what happens to the remaining prize funds? Where does it go? It's like poof. Flies into the ether? Like, where does it go? If I were to suggest something, I would suggest donating it to charity. That's what I'd suggest. Additional DreamHack Birmingham details have been announced by DreamHack, and they state, we're teaming up with the European Halo League. European Halo League will be the official broadcast partner for the Halo Open at DreamHack Birmingham, bringing you all the action live across all 3 days. Catch every clutch moment, every map, and every play on March 27th through the 29th. You can follow them at twitch.tv/European Halo. Also, Dre, good to see you. Welcome back. Corey, welcome back as well. Corey says it's definitely not going to charity. That's a straight pocket. One would say it's a straight cash grab. But I just think it'd be cool if it went to charity. That's all. And I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to like hold their feet to the fire or something like that, or like trying to do a gotcha moment or anything like that. I just think it would be cool if, hey, with this extra funds that, like if a series ends in a 2-2 or the talent prediction doesn't come true, whatever it is, we're dedicating these additional funds to go to a charity of our choosing or a player's choosing, whatever it is. I think that'd be cool. That's all. Oh, absolutely, Ash. And again, that's why I'm not trying to like, I don't want this to be conveyed as like, oh, they're not for the people. Like, I'm not doing that at all. Like, genuinely, they can do what the fuck they want. I just think it'd be cool if like, hey, we're putting on this event, any additional funds that aren't won in the prizes can actually go somewhere else. That's all. Viltrumite, welcome back. Ghost, welcome back as well. It's going well. How are you? All right. The big one. Lucid announces LVT tournament partnership with Evolved Maps. This is by Lucid. In a tweet, he stated, so excited to announce I'm working with LVT Halo to create a new tournament series which begins Friday, February 13th. BR starts are back alongside entire sandbox reworks, new jumps, and routes to spice up the old into new. There's a video included as well, and then I got to give a massive shout out here to Silos over in the Pro Talk Discord because he created a text recap of all the changes for the maps, and I'm going to go through them with you here. So, also, everything's included in the Google Doc and the show notes of the show, ! Show notes in chat if you're checking this out live, or it's in the description if you're checking out the YouTube version or the audio version on your favorite podcast service. So, overall, again, it's BR starts, which, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. Now, I have this sorted in alphabetical order by name of the map. This is not how it's conveyed within the video that's linked. The video does not have the maps alphabetized. I have this stuff alphabetized. So, starting with Aquarius. There are repulsors by Pink and Carr. There's thrust in front of bases yet again. Bottom mid is opened up with Plasminade. So, if anybody has played the infection variant of Aquarius, bottom middle is now opened up more. Okay, so if you go back and if you go and play the infection version of Aquarius, I believe this is what this is. If you go and play that variant, then you'll know basically what this is. It just opens up bottom middle of the map a little more. There's a trick jump from bottom to top util, and there's a new thing for jumping top mid. Apparently it was invisible before, and there's an invisible platform that basically players would utilize. Now there's an actual visual indicator for where that little platform would be. And so there you go. On Bazaar. Hawk, Noodle, any other Bazaar apologist out there, he's bringing it back. Okay? He's bringing it back. You have Lucid to thank for this. And I have Lucid to hate for this. but we'll see what happens. On Bazaar, the Cinder Shot has replaced rockets. Okay. And I think this is important as well because, well, rockets are stupid, like overpowered. I will say Cinder Shot having its like black hole effect removed is I thought that was a great change overall for the game. So I was very happy about that. So having it being replaced for the Cinder Shot is replacing rockets. I think it could be a good change. Plasma pistol with reduced ammo instead of Bulldog below the vents, which, I mean, yeah, there was always going to be the opportunity to remove Bulldog, so that makes sense. There are new ledges and vents to allow you to cross the gap. Part of me, like, I think this is a good change. Don't get me wrong. But part of me always wishes that this was just in the map itself, like without Forge having to take over. I always wish it could have been like a cool skill jump to do to cross that gap between the vents. I thought that'd be neat. But now the fact that it is there, I think it's a good change as well. Just opens up the map a little further. I like the idea. Jumps by mid doors have been made easier. Again, I think that's a good change as well. It opens up accessibility throughout the map. Makes it less like choke pointy in a way, which I thought was a huge issue with Bazaar on launch. Like the fact that every game basically started off with teams fighting across palms, and it's just the fact that there were only a few different ways that you could actually get to the middle of the map and you could see every single point. I like the idea of having additional avenues. The doors under palms have been opened up, which is, again, another huge thing in terms of map accessibility to make it so now there's another avenue that players need to be looking out for. I think that's also a positive change. As much as I hate Bazaar, like I'm trying to look at this through the lens as this is a updated sandbox. BR starts are back, which could be a blessing, could be an absolute curse, especially for Bazaar. But having additional avenues to maneuver around the map, I think, is going to be a good thing for this map overall, regardless of my previous thoughts about it. Needlers have been removed. Sorry, John. There are no shock nades. That's a solid change. And unfortunately, but don't worry, we'll get to this guy again. But unfortunately for Bazaar, no mangly danglies. No mangly danglies on Bazaar, but we may or may not see a mangly dangly come back to a different map. You have to wait and see. Oh, Josh, no, relax. It's coming. Catalyst is also back. Now there will be 2 ammo-reduced skewers. OS is replaced by QT, so no more OS. And then trick jumps have been added from bottom mid to base spike nades. So again, just added maneuverability around the map, always a good thing. There's no sword, thank fuck. But Lucid, I think in the video he was talking about how he liked the idea of having the skewer on the map because it utilizes a little more skill. And so yeah, you get 2 skewers, opposite sides of the map where the power weapons would normally spawn, reduced ammo, so it's not going to be terribly overpowered. I like the idea. Dav says, you check Reddit, there's breaking news thanks to me. Oh my God, what? What the fuck did you say, Dav? What did you do? Oh, Descendant says his roster with Trippy isn't going to be the FaZe team. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah? Okay, cool. I mean, whoopee. I'll just wait for the FaZe announcement. It's not really. I mean, just wait for the FaZe announcement. So, Dav, who do you think it's going to be then? We'll get your mind on that. In Forbidden, grapple has been added back, added to the back of each base. So that's going to be crazy. Sniper only has 4 shots and spawns more frequently. Sniper, again, only has 4 shots and it'll spawn more frequently. Thrust moved to where plasmas used to be. OS is being replaced with QT, which could make it less of a choke point upon spawn of it. Yeah, I like that change too. And then jumps across middle death pit. So for those who may not have seen it, there was a clip that Lucid posted where he was executing this ridiculous jump through the bottom middle of the map, Unforbidden. And again, in his video that he released with this announcement, he goes into further detail about it. You are unbelievably exposed, so you could just as easily be picked off. But if you're able to make something happen, like that again, I love the idea, and it seems like it's the majority of all these updates that are being made to these maps in these evolved settings, right? He's opening up more opportunities for maneuverability around the map, whether it be additional trick jumps, easier jumps, opening routes. Like I love that idea of added maneuverability around the map. It makes it so much more unpredictable to know where a team could be, where a team might be going. I love the idea. Moon says it's a very cool jump sequence, but feels like it has a 5% chance of working. And Moon, but that's the best part, right? Is that at least now there's that opportunity to make something like that happen. You know what I mean? Like it's never that idea of, oh, now we have to run it we have to run it bottom because that's everywhere. Like that's every time a flag run is made, it's bottom. It's every single time, right? Now there's that added opportunity to be like, do I try to pull something fucking weird off right now? Like the possibility is there. And I love the idea of a possibility being there. I think that's fucking awesome. Moving on to live fire, the sniper is being replaced with the shock rifle. So again, the S7 sniper, which is top mid on the map, is being replaced with a shock rifle. The repulse has been replaced with thrust. So bottom rat tunnel, there's no longer a repulsor there. It is now a thrust. A jump has been added from mid to top mid. So now what happens is where that repulse would have been, where now thrust is, typically a player would use the repulse to go back up through the chute. Now there's an additional jump that's available, so you don't need a repulse any longer. Again, added maneuverability. It's fucking awesome. QT, wait, no. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen. On live fire. Camo. Active camo. One of the quintessential things that is fought for on the map throughout a game. It's been replaced. And you may be asking yourself, oh, okay, so they replaced it. Oh, they put QT there. Or, maybe they put an overshield there, replaced it with an overshield. No. Yes? What did you get? Ladies and gentlemen, my kid is at the door right now. I'm going to put this on a dramatic pause for a second. Give me a second, guys. For the first time in a very long time, I'm going to put myself on a break. I'm literally going to step to the door so I can see what my daughter has to show me. Give me 1 second. Back to some competitive news. So, as I was saying, the camo on live fire. Just going to bring it all back here. Get back on track. You may have thought to yourself, oh, Lucid's replacing camo. He's going to replace it with QT, or he's going to replace it with overshield, because it's classic. It's typical, right? It makes sense. No. See, Lucid went back. He went back and he was digging around in his year one bag. He's actually, let me correct myself. He was digging around in his year one sandbox, as a matter of fact. And instead of camo, he put the mangly dangly. Ladies and gentlemen, the mangly dangly's back on Livefire in all of its potential overpowered glory. It's back. QT has moved where plasminades were in front of Turbine. The Avenger SMG is where the QT used to be in back B. The Commando has been replaced with a carbine. The Plasma Pistol has been replaced with the Sidekick. And trick jumps have been added to Scoreboard, Nest, and Key Door. I was about to say, are we keeping Legacy Livefire for 8s, but I'll accept these changes. Jaws, that's the best part, is that we'll have an announcement to make regarding 8s, I think, relatively soon. So stay tuned for that. Very exciting stuff. Recharge. Shock Rifle has been replaced with camo. So where Shock Rifle was across from Bat Ledge, that's now where camo is. But that's not all. That is not all. Because in a change that I was not expecting nor am necessarily ready for, the sword platform, which previously had nothing on it, now has overshield. So not only is shock gone, but now you have camo and OS on the same map. Camo has been replaced with skewer, so skewer is now bottom mid. Trick jumps have been added to Tower 3, storage pit to turbine, turbine to top of the pillar. Plasma pistol has been removed from the gold pipes. A threat seeker has been added to the blue pipes, and the grapple is being replaced by the repulsor. This is the map that I am most interested in seeing the changes for. And also I'm very curious how Bazaar is going to play, because I have a deeply ingrained hatred for that map. But I'm gonna keep an open mind about it. Like, I'm curious to see how it's gonna perform in these new, like, evolved tournaments that are gonna be taking place. But this is the map that I'm most curious about. These are the changes that I'm most curious about. You have both camo and OS on the same map. Shock rifle's gone completely. Grapple, which I thought was a great inclusion for the map because of the way that people would maneuver around, like, bottom cat and top cat, and then getting into pipes and whatnot, getting towards glass. I thought grapple was awesome. But now, repulse is good too, but it's not as, it's I don't know. I like the grapple there. So I'm very curious about these changes the most. But those aren't all the changes. 2 more maps to go. Solitude, aka Plaza. 3 new thrust placements. OS is top mid. So no more camo. Camo's been replaced by OS. And honestly, thank fucking Christ. I hate camo on that map. I hate camo on that map. I think that, like, the way that camo forces you to play on that map, where if you don't spot out camo immediately, you're basically like, hey, you got to fucking turtle up or you got to pray. You know what I mean? I hate fucking camo on that map. So the fact that that's been replaced with OS, I love that. I think Overshield's a great idea for that map. Skewer is now top lift instead of shock rifle, which shock rifle is also a very powerful weapon on that map. So the fact that now it's a skewer allows teams the opportunity to get out of spawn traps more easily, which I am a big fan of. And then a trick jump has been added from U-turn to top mid. So this jump, as Lucid was talking about in his video, this jump existed in Halo 5. Like, so on Plaza in Halo 5, this jump had already existed, but it was removed in Infinite. So he's adding it back in by way of Forge for Solitude in Infinite. So yes, now it just makes it, now you can get to top mid on both sides of U-turn. I love the idea. And then finally, streets. Camo is being replaced by Overshield. Again, I think this is a great change overall. And if I'm going to get back on my high horse for a second here, for me, it really comes down to how long the camo lasts. Because I still, like, I know we're outside of the 2025 season. Like, I get it. We're past it now. But that camo change is still in effect. That camo lasts for fucking ever if you're not able to find the person. So any opportunity where it's not there anymore, I think can be a good change. Because Overshield can still be a powerful utility, but at the same time, there's more opportunities to get punished for it. It doesn't last as long, but it still gives a team an opportunity to make a bigger play. And with a power weapon or a power equipment, that's what I've always looked at them as. An opportunity to make a bigger play. Not an opportunity to completely swing the tide of an entire game. And I think with Camo, it has an opportunity to do so. Then, the Stalker has moved from Red Room to Market. So now, like, basically middle of B is where the Stalker rifle is going to be. It is no longer confined in the Red Room. Some alleyways have been opened up that were closed off previously. And the Sentinel Beam, again, Lucid going back into his year one sandbox, bringing the Sentinel Beam out of retirement. Shroud has been replaced with Thrust. And trick jumps have been added by PD. Back ledge by top rail, top balcony, jump from both outside and inside. So again, just more opportunities to move around the map, more opportunities to outmaneuver your enemies. I'm a big fan of reducing the amount of choke points on a map. Big fan of that. Now, if you were looking for where these maps are, like in Waypoint, in the content browser, I have links to all of them in the show notes as well. John, I believe so, yes. I believe so. John asks, is it the alley that's an infection that he's opened up? And I believe that is true. I believe that's the case. Same as Aquarius, right? Infection Aquarius, where bottom mid's opened up a little further. I think the sides of the map on streets have been opened up a little more. So yeah, all the links to the maps are included in the Google Doc that show it to the show. ! Show notes in the chat. You can go ahead and bookmark them right now. Now, the only thing that I'm not a fan of is that he puts out this video. So I'm going to be a Lucid hater for a minute. Papa Lucid, don't come at me. The thing that I dislike here is that he puts out this tweet, puts out this video with all these, in my opinion, a lot of great changes and a lot of really cool updates and whatnot, and how he's really trying to do something different and try to provide for the community and everything, and that's great. Announces a partnership with LVT to put these tournaments on, that's great. Announces that the first tournament is this Friday, the 13th, that's great. What the fuck is the tournament? Like, what is it? What's the format? How many teams can sign up? Like, what's the rotations? Like, what are we looking at here? What's the prize pool? Where's the sign up link? Where is all this information? It's this week. And obviously, like, I expect people to sign up and whatnot, but at the same time, Where's the information, man? Lucid, come on, Tommy. You got to get the info out there, man. And I know you're saying like it's coming soon, but where is it? Where is it? I want the breakdown. I want to break it down. But I can't. So we're still waiting on tournament information, the format, etc. Still waiting on all of that. John said he's also putting up like half the prize pool, right? Yeah, that is correct. Oh, John, like everybody else, I'm well aware. I'm well aware of the hidden, like, oh, Pro Talk's done. Let's fucking hit this shit live. Yeah, if I believe from what Tools had said in the Pro Talk Discord, because I reached out and I'm like, hey, do you have any information on what the fuck is going on here? I believe he said that it's $1,000 prize pool. 500 is being put up by LVT. 500 is being put up by Lucid. I'm trying to quickly scroll up to see if I can find it. This is going to be an awkward pause here, so I apologize. It's got to be somewhere. I feel like I'm getting close to it. All right. Yeah, it says, yep, prize pool is 1,000. Tournament signups and more info will get dropped sometime later. Lucid's funding half the prize pool, and LVT Halo is funding the other half. Cool. So there you go. There's the information. That's all we have so far. Hopefully he announces it tomorrow or some shit. Like, just anything ahead of time. I mean, we're getting, it's already, the tournament's on Friday. We're fucking 4 days away, or less than 4 days away. So hopefully the info comes soon. But that's it for the competitive news. Which means it's time for Rostermania! Rostermania continues into the 2026 offseason. FaZe team announcement is coming soon. This is by Kason via the LVT chat. He says, you guys will see a FaZe team soon. Promise next week, a.k.a. this week, if I'm not mistaken. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. FaZe team announcement should be coming very, very soon. And then, from Crispy Corn Pops, shout out, over on Reddit, via a clip from Descendant's stream, said that Decepticons, Trippy, Precision, Descendant, and Talik is not going to be the FaZe roster that Kason promised to announce this week. He says, unless he doesn't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, Paradox Gaming. This is from Maskey. He says, Maskey, Maddie, Palpheus are a team of 3 for all events this season. So they're looking for one banger of a teammate to get in there and fucking start winning some shit. So if you're that one individual who can bring the skills to pay the bills, go reach out to Maskey. Team HSK is going to be Buki, Antiyame, Avark, and Paul Elliott with Oni Archive as the coach. Piggy's team, which is still looking for an organization, is going to be Piggy, Drift, Acid, and Yaxon. But that was for this open tournament because Piggy also stated that the LVT team and the Birmingham team are 2 different rosters. So whatever the fuck that means. Majin announced their roster, which is going to be SLG, Sika, Bastos, Mighties, and Kronos as the coach. Congratulations to them. And Trippy's team, which is now updated, is going to be Trippy, Descendant, Precision, and Talik, as I just mentioned earlier. What's up, Snag? Welcome back. Also, fuck you. So there you go. We'll have to wait and see what the FaZe roster announcement is going to be, but I'm thinking that it should be sometime this week, according to the previous messages that have been taking place. So we'll just have to wait and see. That's it for Rostermania. Your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. On Friday, February 13th, we have the Lucid and LVT Infinite Evo tournament, which we still don't have the fucking information for. And then on Saturday, February 14th and Sunday, February 15th, guys, pray to your loved ones because Valentine's weekend, Road to DreamHack Birmingham Open Series number 2 is taking place as well. So, good luck to the competitors out there. That's it for the upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo esports needs. Scrim, tournament, and league recaps. Got a little bit of everything for you. A little bit of everything for you. Scrims are available for all regions at HaloDataHive.com for all your Halo statistical needs. February 4th, Shopify went up against Legion. It was a 12-0 going the way of Shopify because who would have fucking guessed that? Reality Check 6-0 Tenrai. February 5th, Shopify 12-0 Tenrai. February 6th, Reality Check 11-3 against Legion Gaming. Decepticons 11-1 against Coliseum. And Decepticons 8-6 against Reality Check. Which, Reality Check, by the way, is Penguins' team for the time being. Because they reached, the folks of Reality Check reached out and were like, hey, do you want to use our name? And they're like, yeah. So they're using the name of Reality Check for the time being until they actually have a home. So just keep that in mind. The AGLA, American Griffball League of America, minor season round robin weekend number 2 results here. The round robin results are the following. In 6th place is New Age Outlaws, who went 1-4. In 5th place was the return of the Backstreet Senpais, who went 2-3 and got 2 points. In 4th place was the Hash Slinging Slashers, who also went 2-3 but got 3 points. In 3rd place was Slurp Enamored Turkish Cammer Circuit Jammer Circus Hammer, who went 2-3 but also got 4 points. In 2nd was Grave Waves, who went 3-2, who got 5 points. In 1st place was Operation Doomsday, who went 5-0 in the round robin and got 6 points. And therefore, here are your current standings after 2 weeks. The New Age Outlaws are 1-9 but have 2 points. In 5th place is the return of the Backstreet Senpais, who are 3-6 and have 4 points. In 4th place is the Hash Slinging Slashers, who are 4-6 and have 6 points. In 3rd place, we have Slurp Enamored Turkish Cammer Circuit Jammer Circus Hammer, who are 6-4 and have 10 points. In 2nd place is Grave Waves, who are 7-3 but also have 10 points. And in 1st place is Operation Doomsday, who are 8-2 but also have 10 points. All the stats are included in a link in the Google Doc in the show to the show. Next up, straight ripping the cash grab results. Here they are for you. And the results may or may not surprise you here too because of how the prizing system worked out in this show match thingy-majiggy. Falcated and Penguin went up against Boo Boo Doobu and Sab. Falcated and Penguin went 3-2 against Boo Boo and Sab. So that did go to a game 5. It was a winner-take-all, and Falcated and Penguin won it all. But then, Trunks and Reclaimer went up against Carlson, Lutz, and I Spiteful. That series ended in a tie, 2-2. So both teams took home some cash, and the casting talent took home nothing. Then, the same thing happened, where Descendant and Stellar went up against Ryanoob and Suspector, again ending in a 2-2. So both teams took home some money, and the talent took home none. And finally, Last Shot and Cycle went up against Syrian and Avicii. Last Shot and Cycle 3-0'd them. So, congratulations to them. They took home the monies. What's up, Tools? Welcome back. Hey, Tools, you want to finally provide some of that Lucid tournament information? A sign-up link would be great. Fuck. And then finally, the Road to DreamHack Birmingham Open Series number 1 results. And there were a good amount of teams that actually signed up for this. So I know it's an online event. I know this is not indicative of the amount of team passes that are being sold for Birmingham and so on and so forth, but just the idea that folks are still interested in competing for something, I think that's awesome. And travel coverage is up for grabs, like once we get to the qualifier. So you're earning points. The points actually matter leading into a qualifier at some point. And I just think it's a great thing that teams are still signing up to compete in these fucking things. I'm going to get the name wrong, but in fourth place went to Usu Benny, which is Piggy, Drift, Acid, and Yaxon. In third place went to Reality Check, which is Penguin, Suppressed, Avicii, and Falcated. In second place went to Decepticons, which was Descendant, Trippy, Precision, and Tolic. And in first place went to, surprising literally fucking no one, Shopify Rebellion, which is Cycle, Frosty, Royal 2, and Last Shot, and they had a perfect tournament. They didn't drop a single map. I said it correctly, did I? Did I actually, though? Because if I did, I'm giving myself a fucking pat on the back. I'll tell you right now. No, I didn't say that. I said Usu Benny. I didn't say Usa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. So, I got to hold myself accountable, you know what I mean? It was not close enough. I fucked up. Don't be giving me praise. I didn't get shit right. Goddamn. But congratulations, Shopify. The expected outcome happened. But I think the key here is what Frosty had talked about before, where the understanding that, like, they don't need to scrim if they don't want to, and other teams do if they want to get better. And he obviously understands that, like, they're the heavy favorites to win everything this year anyway. But I will say this. I'm very curious as to whether or not Decepticons gets picked up, whether or not Reality Check gets picked up, whether or not Usabeni gets picked up, these other teams, right? I want to know how much work that they're going to put in, because we all understand that there's not a lot of money to be made in Halo Esports right now. You know, you'd argue pennies, right? Salaries aren't being handed out, stuff like that. It's a rough year. There's some prize money to be had, but it's just not the same. Rad with the 13-month resub, you get a woo! Thank you so much, Rad. Greatly appreciated. Welcome back. Thanks again for the primer. But I am very curious the amount of effort, the amount of work that the other teams are going to be putting in throughout this year. Right? Because if I'm FaZe, like if I'm Kason and I'm putting money behind them, I'm like, I don't know what the contracts are going to look like and stuff like that. But if you're repping me under an organization, then I would expect you to be putting in some work. But yeah, it just brings me all the way back to, I just don't see a team really. I don't know. I don't see a team being able to compete against Shopify this year unless you catch Shopify off guard. I think that's what it really comes down to. If you catch Shopify on a rough day or a rough weekend, which is going to be very hard to do because I highly doubt they're going to have a rough day or a rough weekend. But again, if you catch them in that type of situation, then I guess anybody would have a chance. But even then, it's going to be so fucking hard. Yeah, I'm curious the amount of work the other teams are going to put in. I really am. Links to the bracket, all the VODs, and the 2026 seeding chart by Ash, as a matter of fact, in the chat, are all included in the Google Doc of the show to the show. Go check them out. moving on to some regular news. Anniversary Angle UNSC Heroes by Halo Studios. Go check that out. Or don't. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. Do what you please. That's it for the regular news. Got other games, watch! This is an unfortunate one, but retirement comes for everyone eventually. Priesta retires from competitive Call of Duty. This is by Priest over on Twitter, and he states, stepping away from competitive COD. The past 10 plus years have been some of, if not the best years of my life. I've met some of the most amazing and talented people throughout my career in competitive Call of Duty. This wasn't an easy decision, especially because it's been such a huge part of my life for the past decade. But as I've gotten older and times have changed, I've started to drift away from the fun aspect of the game that I had. I really wanted to go out with a bang. Not really in the way that I did, but everything happens for a reason. I hopped back into challengers to see if I would find that spark and drive again to get back where I felt I belonged. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me, and I started to feel mentally drained from it all. For me, it's time to move forward and pursue more of my dreams I have outside of competing. I want to thank my wife, my family, my friends, my teammates, my coaches, and everyone who has supported me throughout this journey. Call of Duty will always be a part of me, and I'm grateful that I was able to live out my dream of being a Call of Duty pro. On to the next chapter, love. Priesta, you've had an illustrious career over the years, and it's always sad and bittersweet seeing an old head retire from the game. And in any esport, right? Or really in any sport too. And so, but hey, you understood that your time has come, and I wish you the best of luck in whatever your future you decide for your future, whatever the future decides for you. And yeah, you've left your legacy on Call of Duty, and you'll always be remembered fondly. And on to the next one. That's it for Con Other Games Watch. Let's get into some shoutouts. Happy belated birthday, because I'm an asshole. I missed it. Happy belated birthday to Joswa. Happy belated birthday to you, sir. Frag Out, Freezy, and Lottie. Great company to have birthdays around. Hope you all had phenomenal birthdays. And yeah, fucking shout out to you all. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s. We had a phenomenal now granted, I should have gone to bed, but I didn't. And that's on me. But we had a really fucking cool, like, best of 3 8s series take place. Like, it was just a really cool thing where we kept the majority of both teams the same. Like on our team, we had one player leave and one player enter, but we tried to keep it all the same as much as we could. And we ran 3 series back to back to back. And it was a really, really fun experience. Like Beth got a Killtacular. We got to watch that take place. I was part of the deaths in that, which is unfortunate, but she's popping off. I think every player of both teams had like their cool moments, their opportunities to make something cool happen in the series. So it was just a really fun time. So again, I say this frequently, but if you want to get in on just some friendly 8s to take place where, like, check the ego at the door, come on in, have some friendly competition. The spreadsheet does a great job, or as good a job as it possibly can, to make lobbies as balanced as possible, teams as balanced as possible. And it's just like, I lose way more than I win. I'll tell you that much right now. But at the end of the day, like, I may be in my own headspace about it because I just want to be a better teammate, and I feel bad if I'm on the team that, like, if I cause the team to lose. But at the end of the day, it's all fun. It's all for fun. It's all just hanging out with buds and playing some Halo in a casual competitive format. So if you're any at all interested in that, join the Discord, free to do so, and get in on some friendly 8s. It's always a good time. Always a good time. And the other thing too is, like, if people don't abide by the rules, If people are shitters, we get them out of there. Nobody's got time for that. We get them the fuck out of there. So again, if you just want a vibey situation, come on in, hang out, play some mates with us. It's a good time. Always appreciate you helping out with those one more series nights. Hey, Beth, like, I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that's joining in the 8s. I really do. And yeah, when I see, like, there are times where obviously we're all busy, right? And so there are times where I see you guys are looking for one or two, and I'm like, I'd love to, but I literally can't at that time. But that night, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. And then after the first series, all right, guys, thanks. I got my series fill. I'm good. I'm going to head to bed. And then they're like, oh, we need one. I'm like, fuck. And so I came back and I played that other one. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take off. Have a great night, guys. It's like, no, the series is tied 1-1. We got to run it back one more time. I'm like, fuck. So it worked out for that night, you know? It worked out for that night specifically. But any other night like that, John, that was almost a fucking MTG night right there. But Magic nights last like 3 to 4 hours, and a lot of the time I don't have time for that, unfortunately. But yeah, to everybody that joins in the 8s, shout out to you all. You all are fucking awesome, and I hope everyone has a good time, regardless of win or loss. And then another really fucking great time that we had just the other night. Shout out to everyone who joined the community playdate. We had a lot of faces in there on Friday night. And yeah, it was fucking rad. Ash got in for a little bit. It was like, holy fucking shit, Ash showed up. So it was really cool. Very vibey. We obviously played some of the staple mini games. We also played a couple new ones we hadn't played before. So again, join the 8s if you want to get that casual competitive fix in. Join the playdates, which typically take place every Friday around 8 p.m. Central. I say typically because there are times where life gets in the way and I'm unable to host them. So it is what it is. But we try for every Friday night. And again, if you want, that's more of like the fun mini game. Sometimes we do some FFA stuff. Sometimes we do some wacky shit. So if you just want to get on some of that, join up on that as well. Always a good time. And then finally, shout out to you, Rad, for the fucking 13-month resub. Thank you so much. You get a whoa! Greatly appreciated, as always. Community creations, Halo memes every day. Reddit.com/r/Halo memes. Go check them out. Forge features February 3rd, 2026 by Halo Studios. This is where a couple of the mini games that we played on Friday night came from. So if you want to check out that article, please do so. Always a great time. And also, shout out to Skizma and the Halo Battle Royale that he had created within Forge, because that is also featured in that article. So he got featured in Waypoint, which is fucking awesome. Congratulations to you, sir. And if you haven't played that fucking BR, as much as I'm not a Battle Royale guy, like, he has done a phenomenal job. Like, him and the team have done a phenomenal fucking job on adding a Battle Royale experience, like, as authentic as you can make one in Forge, available in the game. And like, I remember we were playtesting earlier versions of it, and just seeing how far it's come from those playtests to now, where it really does feel like a fully featured released thing, is awesome. It's just fucking awesome. So again, Skiz, shout out to you, man. UNSC Heroes Halo Quiz for Halo's 25th anniversary. This is by Halo Studios. If you want to take a little Halo quiz, go check that YouTube video out. The 30 greatest Halo Infinite LAN clips from 2021 to 2025. It's by the HCS. Go check out that YouTube video as well. Talked about Frosty briefly earlier in the show. Frosty also did a Reddit Q&A. So if you want to check out some questions that were answered by Frosty, go ahead and do so over on the Reddit. Link to the post is included in the Google Doc, the show notes of the show. And there you go. Yeah. That's all I got. That's all I got. The road to DreamHack Birmingham has officially begun. The first open is in the books. Had a lot of teams sign up. Ash was on people's asses, making sure that teams were complete for the registration, which is always appreciated. And we got to finally see, regardless of people's thoughts on what this year is going to be, right? We did get to see some fucking awesome Halo being played. And yes, I'm the biggest proponent of online doesn't matter. But we had some game fives. We had a good amount of game fives, as a matter of fact, that took place. We had a couple 50-49 Slayers mixed in there as well. And I love me a 50-49 Slayer. Oh, I do. So, again, noobcombo.com, they put a tweet out, which I thought was really funny, commenting on how people say like the game is dead and whatnot. And yes, obviously the population is not where it used to be and all that shit. But just the fact that the amount of tournaments that they have listed on Noob Combo is it's really fucking cool that even when there's not an official league taking place, the way that the community continues to step up and put on events for folks out there, and the way that LVT is stepping up as well and providing their true LAN, not only Halo Infinite, but also a Halo 3 4v4 on 360s. As much as I think that's going to be ridiculous playing on a 360 again, but they're doing it. Like, they're actually doing it. And the European Halo League being an official broadcast partner for DreamHack Birmingham is really fucking great for them. It's a huge step up for them. And we know that we're going to get a Shopify LAN at some point this year. We know that there's going to be a Pro League of some kind in some way, shape, or form sometime this year. Like, there are things to look forward to. The community is continuing to put on great events. We have these college Halos kicking back up. We have like these community leagues that are taking place. We have Summit League. We have Halo Rec League. We have Play Griffball. It's, believe it or not, as long as you know where to look, there's always something going on within the space. There's always something going on within the space. And not to put them on blast, but just like to try to have more of an understanding, right? So Ronan, an amazing individual, like always poke fun at him all the time, but he's awesome. He says, alternate title idea for tonight's episode, quote, "We might as well get used to this," end quote. And I replied, and I'm like, how about trying to turn Ronan into an optimist, but it's never going to happen, so might as well get used to this. And again, I don't blame, and I know Ronan is like half joking and whatnot, but I know that there's a lot of consensus out there. Like, there's a lot of feeling out there, a lot of online fucking keyboard warriors out there that they'll just sit there and talk about how, oh, the game's dead. Oh, who would fucking want to compete in this? Like, there's no money in this. Blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, this is going to sound dumb, but at the end of the day, I think it's passion. I think it's just passion. Because you know what? You're right. There isn't a lot of money in it this year. There's not a lot. It doesn't look like there's a lot of sponsors this year. It doesn't look like there's a lot of quote unquote opportunities this year. But you know what there is a lot of this year? There's a lot of fucking passion this year. And I think that's all we can really ask for. We always knew that we were not getting a year 5. Okay, we always knew we were not getting year 5. We knew from the middle of the 2025 season that we were officially not getting an official league of year 5, right? So the expectation should have already been set. And people were talking about how the game was dead before that. People were saying the game was dead after year 1, for fuck's sake. And yeah, the population numbers aren't what they used to be. And we're not getting major updates to the game anymore. And all that shit. But what we do have is passion. And we have a lot of very fucking passionate people doing what they love to do. And that's play Halo competitively. That's building some cool shit in Forge. That's putting on community tournaments. That's putting on community leagues. That's putting on community podcasts. And I'm not even including myself in that. I don't like, everybody is out there. Everybody that's doing something in this franchise is doing it because they're passionate about it. Plain and simple. Looking back at what Priest has said in his retirement announcement, right? He lost the fun. He lost the fun in competing. So he decided to hang up the sticks. And it's the thing that I've said about this show ever since after Worlds, just this last year, is that my plan is to keep going until it's not fun anymore. Because once you lose that fun, once you lose that passion, it's not worth it. And so the people that are still doing it, those are the ones that are still passionate about it. And it's not just them, it's you guys too. It's all the listeners out there, it's all the watchers out there, not just of this show. I don't like that's one thing, but like all the fucking participants in the LVT chat, as much as chat can be chat, like everybody there, everybody that's watching the broadcasts, right? Everybody that's in the chat of these shows and so on and so forth. Everybody that's in the chat of the streamers that are out there, the content creators that are out there, the ones that are interacting on YouTube videos, the ones that are in Discord servers, the ones that silently watch or silently listen, right? We're all doing this thing because we love this fucking franchise and we love the competitive aspect of it. And so, yeah, this year is not the same as other years. It was never going to be. Does it suck? Sure. I would love to have had a year 5. But I also never thought we were going to get a year 4. And I think that was incredible. And again, and to everybody out there, right? To everybody out there that was like, they should have capitalized on the moment. Year 4 was incredible. Like every year we had a different winner of Worlds. Some of the players may have been the same, but every year a different organization had won the big event. We had storylines going into each event of the year. We had things to look forward to. And year 4 was arguably one of the biggest that we had. They should have capitalized on that. We should have gotten to year 5. They killed it. No. At the end of the day, business is business. And if you looked at trends previously, it had always been 3 years and it's cut off. So when we got to the end of year 3, I'm like, okay, that's it. Time to go into the off season and we'll figure out what's going on next. But they had announced a year 4 and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? What? I literally sat here a couple years ago and I was dead set. I was dead set in my mind that we were not getting year 4. I truly didn't believe we were. So when it was announced, I was fucking flabbergasted. And then midway through last year, we get the announcement that, nope, this is officially it. So then in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's go out with a fucking bang then. Let's enjoy everything that this has to offer. And I know what's going to happen is that the community is going to take up the reins and carry us through, as they always do, into whatever the next title is going to be. And guys, it's exactly what's happening now. And arguably at a much bigger scale. We have 2 DreamHacks confirmed. We have the LVT LAN confirmed. That's coming up fucking very soon, as a matter of fact. Pro League is going to be back. And the Shopify LAN is coming back. Like, these things are going to be happening. And it's all because of the incredible community that's out there. And these organizations that want to stick with it because they're also very passionate about it. And I get it that pockets can be very strained right now. And organizations are not going to be making a lot of money, if money at all, right, from these ventures. But I think that just goes to show you where the passion truly lies. So it may seem like dark days, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as what it could be. And I know you may think about that and it's like, well, it's still bad. And that's fine. If you think like that, that's your opinion. And that's the best part, is that we can have our opinions. But it truly is not as bad as what it could be. Been doing this for a long time now. And time again, I'm shown year over year, off season after off season, just how incredible the community actually is. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when the HCS steps away, the community is the one that takes up the reins. And they carry us through the next title. And this offseason is nothing different. So that's where I'll leave you. Competitive Halo. It may go away at some point, right? It may go away at some point. But it's not going away yet. We still have things to look forward to. There's still competition happening. And there's still great Halo being played. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 428. Be back next week to talk about the results for the Open Series number 2. And hey, we'll talk about that Lucid event that's going to be taking place as well. If some tournament information would fucking release! With that, I'll see you next week. But until then, bye-bye!